Eleanor of Aquitaine is most well known for her ruling as queen of both France and England during the 12th century. Born in 1122, she spent her childhood in one of Europe's most influential courts and was well educated by the time she was sent to wed Louis VII of France in her early teenage years. As Queen of France, Eleanor's influence partially formed the notion of courtly behavior. She was a proprietor of the arts and would often hold contests in which the ladies of her court would help her judge poetry written by noblemen. This idealist life was not what it seemed, as Eleanor and Louis did not have a very good relationship. One issue that plagued their marriage was Eleanor's inability to have a son, as the couple had 2 daughters and no successors. Their marital issues came to a head with the Second Crusades, which records say that Eleanor and her ladies-in-waiting rode into battle on horseback and dressed like Amazonian fighters to fight for France. Their differing opinions and strategies revolving around the Crusades eventually led to their divorce in 1152, which was only sanctioned by the Pope when Eleanor reasoned that their union was unholy because she and Louis were third cousins. 8 short weeks after the divorce between Louis and Eleanor was finalized, Eleanor wed the young future King of England, Henry Plantagenet. 2 years after their marriage, Henry and Eleanor were crowned King and Queen of England. Eleanor bore Henry 8 children, 5 of which were male and 3 of which would become future kings of England. Despite their success as rulers, the couple had an extremely tumultuous relationship. Henry II cheated on Eleanor incessantly throughout their marriage, even going as far as keeping one mistress named Rosamond Clifford for 11 years and allowing her to live in the palace. Rosamond's influence over Henry caused Eleanor to be outcast from her position as ruling lady within the household and gained her an exceedingly negative portrayal in the public when compared to Rosamond. This shift of power angered Eleanor and led her to conspire against Henry with 3 of her sons. Eleanor and her sons Henry, Richard, and Geoffrey decided to lead a revolt against Henry II because of his cruel treatment towards Eleanor and his absolution of power. The rebellion's goal was to overthrow Henry and place his eldest son, Henry the Younger, on the throne, while Eleanor would rule her family land of Aquitaine with her son Richard. To help defeat Henry II, Eleanor and her sons reached out to Louis VII of France, her former husband, for assistance, and with his help, the rebellion was able to raise an army. Despite the support from Louis and Eleanor's experience leading a war effort, the rebellion was ultimately unsuccessful. Henry punished Eleanor by locking her in a tower, and this punishment of loneliness continued until Henry's death in 1189. Prior to his death, however, Henry decided to grant Eleanor the right to her own lands, coining her as Eleanor of Aquitaine instead of Queen Eleanor of England and France. At age 67, Eleanor saw her son Richard crowned King of England, and was even given regency over England when her son traveled to fight in the Third Crusade. The power given to Eleanor after her 2 marriages proves that women could accomplish feats thought only worthy of men, making Eleanor of Aquitaine a strong symbol of female empowerment and gender equality. At the age of 81, Eleanor of Aquitaine died, and she now rests in Fontainebleau in France, next to Henry II and other members of her family.